Oh man, setup of the day today was absolute perfection. Again, the New York session. This is why I'm telling you guys, if you trade the New York session, you need to use the overnight levels excessively, much more so than any of us who trade the overnight session, the New York session. These overnight levels from the profile that just closed, this is the overnight session profile, right? The big blue profile. That's your 6 p.m. through to 9:29 a.m. profile. So just before the New York Open. And you're going to be watching those levels closely. Here was today's top setup today. Was so good. Okay, so here's the value area low of the overnight profile. You got overnight value low, and there's the overnight point of control, overnight value area high up here. Obviously, we're not going to look at those today, but they're on the chart there just so you can reference them. Now, straight off the open, you don't want to be trading straight off the open. You want to give your developing profile about a half an hour to develop normally. So straight off the open, you can see the price obviously melted from both weekly point of control and overnight point of control is stacked together. So there was, if you are ballsy enough to trade the open, there was that short from the double point of control there right off the bat, short that down to value low or beyond, right? But that's not the setup here that we're going to look at. That's a pretty low rank setup. But if you look at what happened here, okay, price pulled back, it broke below the overnight value low and pulled back to the overnight value low. And what made this such a good setup? Why would you short this, even though it's just supposedly just a single level? Watch the volume profile at the time of that pullback. All right, so if we pull it to across the time when the market had pulled back, look what we've got here. On the developing profile, this tells us a bit of a story, okay? So we saw on the developing profile, the market opened up, put in some value up here, obviously at the point of controls, failed from that, broke down immediately below the overnight value low, and then it formed this sort of B-shaped range across the lows down here. You got two even distributions sitting right next to each other like this, completely falling off at the top and completely falling off at the bottom. Now, you don't want to just be longing the bottom. You could here, of course, it did provide a rotation back to the high, but there's, it's a single confluence trade. So you ideally want to avoid those, especially breaking down below point of control is pretty bearish. So we're looking for shorts ideally. On the pullback up here, the market pulled right back up to the overnight value low, but our confirmation, volume profile confirmation, the developing profile is what we use to confirm our trades. So we use those previous day levels as, yes, areas we want to start looking for trades and a bit of context, but the developing profile is what confirms the trade entries. So on that pullback, market pulled back in to the value area high. Okay, it pulled above the value high, all right, and into this area where the volume completely tapered off. So we got this lack of volume sitting right across the overnight value low. We got the value area high developing here, and it's at the edge of an even distribution. So you've got 1, 2, 3, almost 4 confluences sitting right there. You don't want to be getting short using the developing profile as your confirmation, right? So getting short as soon as it pushes up into this zone between the developing value high and the overnight value low, right? Your stop loss you're going to want to have sitting at least behind the overnight value low. All right, so say, let's round it up to 120 ticks. And your initial target, I would just be targeting the developing point of control like that. So a 120 tick stop loss for a 355 tick take profit for a really clean, quick trade running to the downside. As with all trades, though, you never know how far they're going to run. This thing ended up running all the way down. So it was almost literally a top tick move, a top tick trade for the New York session today. They ran all the way down to the previous week value area low. So anyone that's, ballsy enough to hold a runner, big opportunities with these overnight level trade setups during the New York session. So really, really solid trade setup today. I'm jealous that I'm not awake for the New York session because you guys get some of the cleanest overnight session setups ever. Really jealous of that. So that was today's trade setup of the day. And if you found that helpful, come join our school community as well. It's growing nicely. We got the live trading session happening for the London Open in about 6 hours from the time I post this. Nice active community in here, and all the educational content, including the full course, is available in there as well. Let me know if you're enjoying these daily recaps and breakdowns.